Good afternoon, Zinger Nation. Welcome aboard the Moon or Bust Rocketship, your home for all things altcoins and DeFi. My name is Logan Ross, and I will be your captain for today's mission. We are joined by the Benzinga ground crew, a wonderful team. This flight will be attended by DeFi developer Brian Moir and Ryan Mutant Ape McNamara. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. So before we are cleared for takeoff, there's a couple quick safety procedures I got to run us through. So first off, I need all who are willing and able to flip their like button into the on position. And for anyone who is new around here, make sure to subscribe to the Benzinga channel. And if you're interested in crypto, there's a specific Benzinga crypto channel, the top link in the description below. Also, we have a Telegram. You can come say what's up, hang out, and get a 25% off discount on the sick Moon or Bust merch. I got the BTC hat. My attendants got the ETH hats on. I got the Doge hat back here. We got it all for y'all today. As always, make sure to connect with us on Twitter. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the news. So I'm going to hand it off to attendant McNamara. What are we looking at today on the news?
Lots of news today, actually. Did you guys hear about that DYDX airdrop? I wanted to touch on that really quickly before we got into the other news.
I did not. Fill me in.
No, there was a retroactive airdrop for those who used DYDX and completed all the challenges they gave for them before August. And the airdrop was insane. It was like $50,000+. And apparently the SEC is trying to stop some of these people from getting their airdrops. I don't exactly know how that works, but crazy to see another huge airdrop in the DeFi ecosystem, guys. If you aren't in the DeFi ecosystem yet, transfer your coins off of the exchange, get a MetaMask wallet, get involved in DeFi because it pays to be involved. There's airdrops like this all the time. I mean, usually not $50,000, but be active in the communities. You'll find some NFTs to mint. You'll find some airdrops to get. And before you know it, you'll find yourself with some free crypto in your wallet. I know Brian got a free airdrop not too long ago.
I got the Graph token. I got some GRT. I had no idea where it came from either. It took me like a good hour to figure it out, but I was, that was a really nice little surprise.
So should we get in the rest of the news, or should we go right to the Dojapalooza giveaway and then cover some of this SEC trouble that we see going on with Coinbase and Uniswap?
How about we do the Doge giveaway, and while you're working on that, I want to pull up some questions. We got a lot of activity in the chat already today, so let's tap in. Okay, so let's see. First up, Joe Rogan, the man himself, wants to know: did you guys buy the dip?
Yes.
I have not bought the dip yet. No, I have not.
Not yet? Are you waiting?
This is the dip. Yes, I'm waiting. I do have fiat ready to deploy, but I'm waiting. I hope to see around a $3,000 Ethereum, maybe $2,800. But right around that price level, that's where I'm ready to buy in more ETH, maybe a little Bitcoin, probably not. But yeah, definitely a few altcoins and ETH. Still looking to get some Star Atlas for the people who follow the show. I'm bullish on Star Atlas, and I have yet to get any. But they did a ship sale yesterday, which was really cool. They auctioned off some NFT ships, different star ships. It's pretty cool stuff, but I'm still waiting to get in on that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We can manage it together.
Are you treating that Moon or Bust with another rocket ship, Ryan?
I'm just trying to get to the moon any way I can.
I added a bunch more into my rebalancing portfolio. I just kind of kept pushing it in, changed up my parameters a little bit. I'm still making money even with that dip. I'm still in the green, just always in the green.
You hold on to your crypto long enough, that's just how it goes. And then dips mean nothing.
For sure.
I'm on my high horse.
So it looks like Quantum is a bit new to crypto. He's never traded it before. Is it like Forex or more like a Ponzi? Okay, so
yes,
both. Yes. So it's like Forex in the idea that there's spot trades that you can exchange different currencies for other currencies. But there are also a lot of Ponzi coins out there. Now, mind you, the top 20, the top 50, top 100 are going to be relatively more safe bets. But there's a lot of coins out there that are really just coming up, trying to get some community members aboard and then promise them passive income, when really the creators, the ones with the big bags, are just taking all the passive income. And so there are Ponzi's out there. You got to be careful. I just did an article about how to spot a Ponzi crypto. I'll try to find that and drop it in the description for y'all real quick. But I'm gonna pass this one off to Brian. So why is ADA being attacked for the smart contract rollout? Is the tech bad?
So I actually want to bounce this to Ryan, and then we'll circle back to my, because I honestly I don't have the best answer for this, but I want to see what Ryan has to say to, because he's been the one
first
not
things first. Do we know what happened with their smart contract rollout?
I just don't think it worked out the way everyone planned it to.
I mean, it's on the testnet already, so they're definitely testing the software, but I'm not sure. Did it get rolled back? I would not be surprised if it did get rolled back, but
I haven't seen much action about it. We'll just say that. I don't see a lot of talk. I don't see a lot of chatter. I don't really see a lot of stuff and implementation about it right now. I think it did.
Okay, so my understanding of what happened was there's something built into the tech that didn't allow dApps to interact with have multiple interactions within a single block. So this would prevent things like flash loans that take advantage of interacting within a single block. They can take out the loan and repay it within a single block for arbitrage, something like that. But Cardano was built with something in mind that prevented this, and a lot of people thought it was a failure. But the IOHK, that Charles Hoskinson is part of, put out a statement. I'll try to look it up right now to get some more detailed descriptions, but I think it was actually working as intended. But even if it was as intended, maybe that's still not a good sign.
It's like anything else that people expect it to be one thing, even if you say, hey, this is how it's going to work. This is how it's going to go down. This is exactly what is going to happen. But people get in their heads that it should work a different way. And then when it doesn't work out the way you're expecting, you're disappointed, but no one said that it was supposed to work that way. So it's pretty hard to please everyone all the time. And like how Crypto Morning Show said, the tech is top shelf. I mean, it's built by the guy who co-founded Ethereum. They know what they're doing. They know how to write smart contracts. They know how to make the whole ecosystem expand, be bigger. But it's not what everyone thought it was going to be. So they thought it was going to be like kind of a downfall or a mistake or a bug. But what Logan just said is pretty spot on.
Ryan,
so Logan, my thoughts on it. I don't think the tech is bad, but the tech isn't really even out yet. So it's hard to tell if the tech is good or bad, how it'll really function within the ecosystem until we actually see developers on Cardano making different programs and actually using the blockchain as intended. Right now, to me, it's a really expensive white paper with a really good team behind it. And it has the potential to grow, like I've said before, but I want to see that ecosystem. I want to see them launch smart contracts, and I want to see how that all develops before I personally invest in anything Cardano related.
And that's understandable. Sure. It's a slow burn.
So today, around 5:26 UTC time, they successfully submitted an update proposal to the Cardano mainnet to trigger a hard fork on Sunday. This should be the smart contract launch on the mainnet. We'll see if they're ready. We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting to see it all play out. We'll definitely keep you updated on this going forward. But Ryan, should I pull your screen up now? Are we ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do this giveaway. We got one more retweet in here now, so one more chance for somebody to win. You see my screen up here with the tweet?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, sweet. We got 111 retweets, so we got 6 winners today. 5 of them will be winning general admission passes, $125 value for Dojapalooza, guys. It's going to be in Texas. You're not going to want to miss it. And you get NFTs with this giveaway. So each ticket comes with an NFT, one of 5,000. So 5 winners will be winning a one of 5,000 Dojapalooza NFT. And then one extremely lucky winner will be winning not one, but 2 VIP passes to Dojapalooza, and those are worth $300 each. So $600 value right there. Bring a friend. That's why we're giving you 2. Don't sell that other ticket. Bring your girlfriend. Bring your friend. Bring your Doge. Bring Elon Musk. Bring somebody. Find someone for that other ticket, because that's $600 value, guys. Let's see who the winners are. Let's start with the general admission winners. Okay, so
just doing some napkin math right here. This is what, $1,400 worth of tickets we're giving away right now.
It's good napkin math.
Like that, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, generate first winner 57. Okay, we're gonna have to do some fast counting, guys. Double check my math. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, so Crypto Morning Show, Doge Palooza is going on. I believe it's October 4th, Brian. Is that correct? October 4th
It's
or
the
8th?
9th.
Oh, the 9th. So it's the 9th in Sugar Land, Texas. And well, Ryan's counting. If you didn't get a chance yet, go please. For the safety of us all, please, if you're willing and able, activate your like button so our rocket ship can fly successfully. And you know, hop in on this Twitter giveaway right quick if you haven't done it yet.
Marty, congratulations! You're our first winner.
On. Do they follow you?
You get a free $125 ticket to Doja Palooza with a free NFT. So here you are right here, Marty. If you're in the chat, let us know. If not, just send us a DM. We'll get a ticket sent your way. Okay, let's get the next one. Let's try and do some fast counting. Let's pray for a low
if you guys
number.
are watching live right now, you could still have time to enter this giveaway. It's on Twitter. Retweet and follow us all, and you'll be entered.
Okay, guys. Number 15. I got lucky with this one.
Official, Mr. Rogan.
Only 15. Have to count up to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're almost there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Emperor of Wall Street.
Wait, are they following you? Nope, they're not following you.
Not followed, but
disqualified.
Disqualified. Emperor, you could have won, but you didn't follow me. So I'm very sorry. You're disqualified. 34. Let's see it. Okay. Where's
you were at 15 with Emperor.
Yeah. Where's Emperor? Oh, right here. Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. The suspense is killing me right now. 28, 29, 30. It's 35, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chris Catch, you're very own. It's very own. But is he following me? Chris, if you're not following me, I'll give you a few minutes to follow me back. But he did enter. I guess you're getting a Doja Palooza ticket. You're going to have to come to Doja Palooza, see what it's all about. Congratulations here.
Yo, what the frick, man? This is rigged. I quit.
It's so rigged. So rigged. 101. Okay. We're counting from the bottom up.
From the bottom, yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Okay. This is 111. So 110, 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, 104, 103, 102, 101. Lil Mook. Lil Mook, guys.
He's already
going to Doja Palooza. He's going to be there.
Oh my God.
Guys,
if you don't know, Lil Mook is on the Doja Palooza team. He's going to be one of the main performers there. So he doesn't need this ticket. Can you just go to one above him?
Yeah, one above. Okay.
Are they following
Doja
you,
Angela.
Are they following you?
Yeah, it's definitely following me. Definitely. Okay, so this guy here, SGD Tesco, we're not even going to worry about if you're following me. That's going to be definitely for the VIP tickets, though. So yeah, DM us. We'll get you a ticket. Like I said, $125 value. Get an NFT with it. We will see you at Doja Palooza. What do we have? 2 more left? 3 more left?
3 more left.
3 more left. 7. Okay, that's an easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Burfin. All right.
Let's go, man.
My man,
Congratulations.
NXVL. He does follow me, confirmed. Thank you very much. You have won a $125 ticket to Doja Palooza.
Woo!
Okay, what is this? I'm really
one more after this.
Sucks. 75.
We're really killing some time here.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna count really fast in my head this time.
I say we save the VIP giveaway until the end.
Yes.
Okay.
do. Crypto Morning Show wants to know: will there be strippers?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if you bring them, then yeah, of course.
Life is what you make it, my friend.
How's it coming, Ryan?
58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. Uh-oh. It literally went up to 74 and stopped loading.
Jeez.
Now what the heck is that all about?
All right. Joe
Well, this
Rogan
guy
says,
follows me. He's 74. I think this guy should win.
It's
I'm
close.
sorry.
They're on the team.
It's really close. Oh, they're on the team. They can't win. Okay.
Just
Son
pick
of a
one.
biscuit.
Just pick somebody.
Joe
Okay,
Rogan's
guys.
done this before, man. He's an expert at this podcast shit.
yeah.
so
Okay. I'm
listen
picking
to
one
him.
here, I guess. Yeah. This guy follows me. Join the giveaway. Davey Delane, thank you very much. You have won a general admission pass to Dojapalooza.
Let's go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Was that the fourth one?
That was it, except for the VIP tickets that we'll give away at the end of the show.
All right, sounds good. We will reach out to all the winners via Twitter, and we still have plenty more tickets to give away. I think we have like 14 regular tickets worth $125. So make sure you enter that giveaway if you haven't already. But yeah, so let's talk about the SEC. I'm gonna try to come up with some other name for it, but
yeah. So they went after Uniswap. First of all, and we saw the price of Uniswap go down right after this. They're scared of Uniswap, something like that, investigating them. And for a while, we saw Uni follow ETH at the price of about 100 Uni per ETH through the first part of the bear market. And now we saw it will go from about $30 down to $23, even though ETH has held pretty strong even after this last drop off. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is the SEC really going to be able to do much about this? We've touched on it before. They can try and regulate Uniswap Labs, but Uniswap Labs can only do so much. It's not like they can take down the protocol. They can't even change the protocol. All they can really do is restrict access from the front end Uniswap interface, which is a big deal, but at the same time, Uniswap's used in so many different programs that if somebody wants liquidity to a coin on Uniswap, they don't even have to go to Uniswap. They can use MetaMask, they can even use CoinMarketCap, they can use 1inch, any DEX aggregator. So the cat's out of the bag at this point. There's no stopping Uniswap, but in my opinion, this is definitely a big rock in the road for them, and it'll be interesting to see what the SEC actually tries to do.
Or what they can do. I mean, like you just said, it's decentralized. There's really not much that can happen besides them. All right, so now the headquarters can't operate in the US. So now they have to figure out a way to do it, but there's no headquarters for Uniswap because it's decentralized. So it's like, what really can you do besides maybe limit IP addresses from a certain region to connect to it? I mean, it's going to be really interesting to figure out how the government's going to control some of these things.
Yeah, so what the SEC could do is they could step in. The Uniswap Labs is a US based team. They could say, hey guys, we're going to basically tax you into death, or force you to restrict US IP addresses, and Uniswap Labs will say, all right, see ya, and they'll move to another country that isn't dumb about crypto, and then problem solved. So yeah, I mean, the US has two choices, right? So they either adopt crypto or they become irrelevant in the future global economy. That's how I see it. I think the SEC is just trying to cover up for their Ripple Labs failure. I mean, we talked about this with BitBoy Crypto last week. He shed some great light on the situation. So make sure you go check that interview out if you haven't already. But basically, BitBoy feels that the SEC has failed with the Ripple case. They're going to, come to a settlement and try to say, hey, look, we fined them, and then Ripple will just go back to how they were. So they're trying to distract from their failure by targeting Uniswap. They are trying to distract from their failure by bringing up BitConnect again. And now they're trying to distract from their failure by targeting Coinbase. So Ryan, maybe we could talk about what happened with Coinbase next.
Yeah, so Coinbase is working on a product called Coinbase Lend. It's pretty similar to a lot of these other exchanges. You can go on to Gemini, earn interest on your cryptocurrency, or Voyager, or Crypto.com. A lot of these exchanges have programs where you can deposit cryptocurrency and earn interest in that cryptocurrency for doing so. There's no minimum lockup times, but there is a set interest rate. So this is kind of where it differs from using a decentralized protocol like, say, Aave. So they set the interest rate, and typically these interest rates are higher than what you'll get on a lot of these DeFi protocols. So the question comes, is Coinbase Lend as a product a security, or is it just an investment vehicle that anybody can use? So the SEC is classifying it as a security as of now. They sent a letter to Coinbase saying that they will sue. They will bring them under some strict regulations if they launch this product. So Coinbase is delaying Coinbase Lend because of these SEC allegations, whatever you want to call it. So I don't really know. I don't think it's a security, but I guess it is interesting to see because so let's pull this up. Let's pull up the Howey test. This is what determines what's a security. Shout out Ross Business School. Learn this in business law. 4 things that investment vehicle needs to be a security. 1, an investment of money, which is pretty straightforward. Most all investments have an investment of money. So yes, there is an investment of money to be made. Expectation of profit. Yes, there is an expectation of profit. That's the interest you'll be making. And investment in a common enterprise. So this one, it's a little bit more blurred because you're not really investing into Coinbase. You're investing into interest rate market essentially with stable coins.
Yeah,
so
and let's go back. The expectation of profit, that's not that the company will generate profit for you. This is just that you're loaning out money and you're expecting to earn interest. That's really not an expectation. Like you're not investing in a vehicle that represents a company that's trying to generate profit. You're just lending out money. So I don't even think that I would call that an expectation of profit.
Well, that's the thing. So there's a 4th requirement, and that's it's derived from the efforts of others. So I think this is the one requirement that really has the most like gray area with it, because there, in my opinion, Logan, there is some expectation of profit because you see an interest rate, say 4% for USDC, and you expect to make that 4%, even if it's not coming from Coinbase. But if it's derived from the efforts of Coinbase as a company, then that's, I think, where it becomes a security. So for example, with Aave, there's a lending market and you're directly lending you're pooling your money into a smart contract, and that interest rate floats and anyone can go and collateralize their cryptocurrency, take out a loan, and that's how you're earning interest. So you're not earning any money derived from a company in the sense of Aave or a decentralized protocol. But for Coinbase, they're making a lending market with your cryptocurrency. And a lot of times, not really in Coinbase's case because it's just 4% on USDC, but say like Gemini or Voyager, some of these other exchanges that are offering 10% interest, they're going in, they're finding people to lend this money to, and they have to be lending it out for pretty high rates to be able to give 10% plus annually to investors. So there is definitely some risk involved with those loans to some degree, how they're finding these loans. I personally am not educated enough to say whether that's a security or not. But with these fixed interest rates, I can see how that is derived from the exchange getting these interest rates, whereas with these decentralized protocols, it's more of a lending market that you can invest in, which in my opinion then is not a security.
So are they trying to say that what USDC is a security?
No, they're trying to see
what are they trying to say is a security?
They're trying to say the high yield return. That is, in fact, you are kind of investing into a security to have a high yield return. And so Brian Armstrong had a long tweet thread about it, and kind of put it all out there. What is going on was pretty transparent about the whole situation, the conversation they're having. And one of the big things that's happening right now too is that the SEC is not saying, hey, this is what you guys need to do this. What they're saying is, hey, we're going to sue you if you do that, but we're not telling you why. So you have to figure it out, and you just have to, you're going to have to go to litigation, and you do it, then we're going to litigation, then you'll figure it out. But that's going to take 2 or 3 more years to actually get a hard fact on what we can do, what we can't do in the crypto space. So it's a whole just kind of gray area that the SEC doesn't even freaking know what they want or what they can do or what anyone can do because it's not been done yet. So that's one of the biggest issues we're having they're having right now with Lend.
And what really upsets me is that, I mean, Coinbase only had like 2 cryptocurrencies available on it in 2017 because they spent so much effort into complying with SEC regulations. They worked closely with the government to launch their platform, launch their product, in the hopes that something like this wouldn't happen. And now the SEC, for whatever reason, I mean, who knows, to cover up their failure, to try to, I mean, it's hard to say. But they've just kind of turned their backs on Coinbase now.
I think Coinbase is probably the biggest threat when it comes to a centralized exchange to governments and regulation, because I mean, there are a lot of people that use these other exchanges, but when a company as big as Coinbase, especially a public company like Coinbase, offers its investors to a 4% annual return on their USDC, why the hell would anybody keep their money in a bank account at that point? If you can easily transfer between Coinbase and your bank account, just put your money on Coinbase, earn your 4% USDC in the USD you're holding. And I think that is really the threat that the SEC sees. And I think that's why they're going after Coinbase, because they have that huge user base and it's so accessible to investors.
Yeah, and I have a debit card through Coinbase now too. And what's the point in holding it in a bank when you can put it in there and actually earn money and rewards and all this stuff? But yeah, exactly what you said. They're technically not a bank. And so the SEC is freaking out about it, just like they're freaking out about everything else. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all kind of plays out, because no one knows. There's no law.
Yeah. I think they're just now realizing that the cat is out of the bag, and this cat has some pretty damn sharp claws too. So they're freaking out. David Porter wants to know about ETH2 staking. How long would your money be locked up? Risk of slashing?
It could be another 2 years.
Exactly. So it's locked up until ETH 2.0 releases. And yes, there is risk of slashing if you do it on your own. But if you stake it through like a different platform like Coinbase or whatever, then they're going to handle that all for you. So, but you need 32 ETH to set up your own validator node, which is, if you got that, good for you, man. So we got Ruel Black from the BZ team here in the chat. He's talking about some hex. But he also says swap ETH for Algo, FTM, and ADA. I don't know if I'll be doing that, Ruel. What's your value proposition here? You're looking for gains?
Pretty good. The Phantom network, they're pretty good, and Algorand is also a pretty interesting project. Ryan doesn't like ADA, but I like that for a long time. I mean, that's not bad. Right now, with Ethereum being the price it is, I think Algo and FTM ADA could have a high potential to, outpace Ethereum within the next couple of months. And then Ethereum you're not going to go wrong with Ethereum no matter what, though. So.
Well, speaking of cryptocurrency prices, I think we should go into the macro trends in crypto. We want to give you a big overview of the markets since inception, kind of talk about Bitcoin, some major alts, maybe Ethereum. And then if the chat wants to look into any other altcoins, we can probably do that. But let's look at some macro trends. Let's see what Bitcoin's been up to for the past 10 years. Let me share my screen.
Okay. You can share.
Okay. I shared. Y'all see my screen?
No. Here, let me toss it up.
Okay.
There you go, man.
Okay, I want to give myself a really quick plug just right away. Okay, first, before I give myself this plug, I was potentially wrong. Last week, I said, I think we're going to 57K for Bitcoin. We didn't get there. We had a dips, and I now think that's a lot more unlikely to happen. But we've had these lines drawn. So we've had these two lines drawn since this dip, since that we came down over here. I said, we agreed here on Moon or Bust, we'll probably be trending sideways for a while between this range. We got a test up to this range, came down, and then we said, let's see if we can break through. Then once we did, I drew another line. I'm good with these straight lines. I should keep things simple. I should stop trying to make these crazy predictions. But I drew this line. I put it right around 52. So I think I just moved it up by accident. So yeah, I put it like right there. It was pretty good. It was pretty on the money. I'm no oracle, but I should be. But yeah, let's look at the macro trends. Let's get into this. So since the beginning of this bull market, we've gone up from like $3,200, and we've already seen about 20x returns on Bitcoin from its peak at around $64,000. So I mean, 20x returns is pretty crazy, but it's nothing like we haven't seen before. If you go back to this bull market, we had a low of $150, and that shot all the way up to $20,000. So that's some good returns there. That's over 100x returns. So obviously, as the market continues to grow and develop, there is going to be diminished returns. That's just how it is. It's much easier to double a market cap from $100 million to $200 million than it is to double market cap from $2 trillion to $4 trillion. I mean, that being said, I do think that this market will go to $4 trillion plus, maybe by the end of the year. If not, I think in 2022, we'll see several $1 trillion more market cap than we are at right now. I know I'm very bullish. I think you two are as well. While I zoom out, do you guys have a take on the macro level market at this point?
I don't really understand why there's such a large flash crash the past couple of days. What is crazy, and BitBoy brought this up too, is look at Solana and look at the rest of the market. This isn't really just on Ethereum, but on the market in general. Solana's like the only thing still popping, but why? I can't really see the reason why it would go almost 200% while everything's down anywhere from 5 to 20%. It's kind of a little weird. I'm invested in it, so I like it, but I cannot for the life of me see why it's had that kind of price action. I've been looking everywhere, and it's not just one project or not just this and that. It's kind of crazy.
They got that SBF bankroll, Brian. Don't you know?
I tell you what.
Kid billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried. He's got to be worth at least $25 billion at this point. And he's what, 28 years old?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just wait till this crypto market cycle peaks. He's going to be worth $100 billion. He's going to give Elon Musk a run for his money.
I think he's the youngest billionaire.
Definitely youngest multi-billionaire.
I just didn't think Star Atlas would raise it about 200% in the last 2 weeks.
But yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it, obviously.
So, Logan, I know you watch Benjamin Cowen, and I think we have a pretty similar thesis as far as his lengthening cycles go and how he's compared this cycle that started back in late 2019, if you take it from the lows, late 2018, very early 2019. And it looks kind of similar to the 2014 cycle. And I think we both have a similar thesis that we're going to see a double peak and that we already saw the first peak at $64,000. So if we go back to 2014 and we see this first peak and we look at the bull market support band, we kind of just took off and we had several weeks in a row. These are 1 week candles. We didn't have any red 1 week candles, didn't touch the bear market. Yeah, up only. We didn't even retest this support band, even though it was almost vertical, until we went back down, tried to hold it as support. It didn't work out. And then we had to spend a little bit of time to get above it before the next blow off peak there. So, I mean, the same thing kind of happened. We had some red weeks, but we didn't have any retests of the bull market support band. So I do see those similarities. Logan, do you think that this is going to play out again? Because I think it might.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities there. You just pointed out, it dropped below the bull market support band, played around in the sandbox for a little while, and then decided, all right, ready to rip again. I think that it won't happen as quickly as it did in 2014, but I think something very, very similar will happen where we have that double peak cycle. Like you brought up earlier, Benjamin Cowen's theory is that we need somewhere between 3 to 6 months of bear market. We had 3 months below the bull market support band so far. And so we could have, maybe a couple more before we're really ready to go, or we could just start going soon. So Ron, can you zoom in real quick? I want to look at yesterday's wick down to the 21-week
Crypto
SMA.
Morning Show has a good idea. Go to the Coinbase BTC USD because you're on Bitmap, and that's going to be a very low volume comparatively.
All right. So could you zoom in on the this week's candle or yesterday's?
Sure.
Candle,
Yeah.
maybe?
Do you want me to pull up the 1 day candlesticks?
That's fine. We can see the wick here. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So zoom all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. So this bull market support band that we've been showing you guys for a while, it's exactly where the wick yesterday ended. Ryan, can you keep zooming in, man? It's still really hard to see.
Yeah. Here.
Keep going. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Bounced right off of it. So if you guys forgot to place your buy orders at that, what was it, like 40K mark?
43,000. Yeah.
Yeah, don't feel bad because I also didn't have any buy orders there, but hindsight's 2020. It's cool to see that it did bounce right off that level that we've been talking about for so long. And then if we could maybe get like a weekly or daily close to that level as well, that would be even more bullish in my opinion. But even this wick, we'll take it. I think it's a good sign. I think it's
I'll take the wick, but like you said, I'm hoping that this kind of trickles down, the momentum slowed. I mean, we saw so many days in a row. What is this, like 10, 11 green candles in a row, going from $29,000 all the way up to $42,000. That's like, what even is that, like 40% increase in the matter of just over a week. So we definitely saw some huge bullish potential here over the past few weeks, but it definitely slowed down. I mean, you can see here, we're kind of starting to flatten out. And if we can test this bull market support band right around $43,000, and I'd really like to see a couple more daily candles go down to it, hold it as support. And then as that bull market support band starts coming up with the prices being above it, then hopefully we can kind of get our feet back on the ground and then start heading back up and hopefully see new all-time highs before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think we can definitely see a new all-time high before the end of the year. I think we might trade sideways and then go to like 52 and kind of bounce between that 50, 55 mark, and then we will have that breakout. Want some more retesting? I mean, it's who knows what's going to happen, and more SEC news happens, and more all this that happens. But I can definitely see new all-time high well before the end of the year.
Yeah, and I want to toss this out to the chat. What will we see an all-time high first on, Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Ethereum.
It's been looking like ETH lately, but we'll have to see what happens. Bitcoin has forever been the king, been running the game, and everyone else has just been keeping up. So maybe that could change, maybe not. We'll have to see. But yeah, let us know what you think in the chat. BTC or ETH all-time high first. But yeah, so it is now 2:45, and we have an interview with Bitcoin Latinum. Okay, so I see Dr. Basile in the chat, in the green room here backstage. I'm going to bring him on. Welcome, Doctor. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So could you tell me a little bit about your background in crypto, how you got started?
Oh, we've been involved in the space since around 2016 and launched a number of companies in the space. My background generally is a PhD in distributed computing from Stanford University. I've been in the venture capital industry, investing in building companies for the last 30 years. So I've built a lot of companies, some of which we took public, many of which we sold off. And we got involved, as I said, about five and a half years ago now in the crypto space.
Awesome. So, when I see a Bitcoin fork, I'm naturally a little bit hesitant. So could you maybe talk to me about Bitcoin Latinum, why you decided to fork Bitcoin, and why you think it's the next generation of Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, the Latinum project grew out of a set of clients that we had at Monsoon Blockchain Corporation, a consultancy that I run. And they wanted a solution for, media and gaming was the initial use case that could handle low dollar value transactions at high performance speed. But they had a bunch of other concerns. They had concerns about most coins have no asset backing to them. Most coins have no insurance to them. They had the risk of securitization. Will coins be determined securities or not determined securities? So there are a number of risks for these corporations to adopt a interchange currency for use in reaching directly out to the global consumer base. And so the Latinum project grew out of addressing those concerns in a way that we thought could allow them to really widely use it as a transaction currency in sort of low dollar value transactions, sub-$1,000, sub-$100 transactions. So you had talked about Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Well, we chose the Bitcoin code base to start from on the fork for a couple of reasons. One, I think, is the long history of it being a very reliable code base, subject to potential risks of cyber threats, and has done very well. Secondly, at the time, certainly when we chose to do it over a year ago, it was the only currency that was viewed as a currency by the government, right? It was by FinCEN, so it's actually money. And we really, our use case is as a currency. It's not as anything else. And so really there's still a tremendous risk for most other coins to become securities and regulated securities. And that would be a problem if you're going to use it for low dollar transactions, our use case. So starting from Bitcoin, we thought we had a good foundation for that. We thought we had a good securitization argument that it's not a security, it's a currency. And we then believed that by taking that code base and then looking at the areas where improvements could be made, we would be able to develop a solution for that particular niche within the ecosystem.
So for those of you out in the chat who don't know, Bitcoin has been forked before. There's been Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Gold, and most notably Bitcoin Cash, and now Bitcoin Platinum. I think, Doctor, there's a big difference between Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, and Bitcoin Cash and Platinum, and that's the proof of stake consensus that you guys have. So Bitcoin Cash, the big debate there was the block size. So Bitcoin has a 1 megabyte block size. Bitcoin Cash can have up to 8 megabytes. So there's trade-offs there. But then by going to proof of stake, you eliminate these trade-offs and you go over to a completely separate consensus mechanism. So Doctor, can you tell us a little bit about why you chose to use proof of stake, and then also give us a little rundown of the proof of stake, MPOS, that you guys have developed to put into the consensus model for Bitcoin Platinum?
Yeah, I want to highlight a few things there, and certainly the alternative consensus mechanism is one of the differences. Performance, transaction speeds, another. Asset backing is another. Our reinvestment model of network fees, another. So I do want to touch on all those because there are actually quite a few differences. But I think that there is a growing concern over the power utilization, and we realized that during the course of the project, and we looked at where we think major chains are going, such as Ethereum, and proof of stake is, I think, where people are going. And because we are prior to launch in terms of the coin, we're able to do that much more efficiently than when you have a very large number of people running on basically your airplane's flying. It's very hard to change the engines. And so I think we were able to take advantage of that and produce a solution that is a low power solution. And that's really, I think, good. And I think the industry is going to get there. I think what's Ethereum 1 to 2 years away, and there even talk about Bitcoin itself moving to proof of stake over time. So I think that's just getting ahead of the trend and implementing something that's more green and more efficient for the world, and I think it's the right thing to do. So I think proof of stake it's derived. I think there's a number of papers out there so far on what we've done, but it really is derived from the approaches that are being looked at for Ethereum. And for Bitcoin itself down the line, which is really a staking mechanism on the nodes, using that staking mechanism. What we've done is we have limitations, though. We have limitations with our network in the sense of we don't allow too much concentration of power, right? And so that's one of the risks around 51% attacks on any network or any node is if too much power is concentrated. So while you can stake, you can only stake up to a particular percentage, and that percentage is limited by the nodes to so what we call a representative government model that is above, and in our case is 15% to start. We cannot accumulate more than 15% of the network power by any mechanism to go ahead and vote and form consensus. So there will always be a diversification of the network's proof within it. And therefore, we think that is a resilience to the potential risks that happen in 51%. I saw some articles from 2 weeks ago that I think Bitcoin SV was 51% attacked for a period of time. So better power utilization, better security over a mechanism that exists today, which is sort of generic type staking. And then, putting that together. Now, to be fair, underneath, because we didn't want to completely change Bitcoin, there's a small amount of mining that still exists. It's a relatively small amount of mining that exists within a network. And that's why it's not a absolutely pure proof of stake. There is a little bit of mining that has to occur to keep consistency with the Bitcoin code and not change it too much. But the consensus is generally formed by the node staking. Additionally, we force distribution on the nodes. That is, nodes that participate in one set of transactions are not allowed to participate in another set of transactions for a period of time or for a number of transactions. And therefore, once again, it diversifies the power of the nodes. So you can't accumulate even a subset of nodes that can vote and then vote again, vote again, vote again. So we do these kinds of mechanisms to, again, reduce the probability that the network can be hijacked by groups of individuals and diverted, as has been done in a number of networks in the past.
So is this a 2-layer system then? Is there a layer 1 that uses some type of proof of work consensus and a layer 2 that uses a proof of stake consensus, or do these miners play a different role in the system here?
From the outside world, it's the proof of stake. From the users and holders of the coin, it's completely a proof of stake mechanism. I'm just being technically accurate that to remain consistent with the core Bitcoin code, there still is a little bit of mining that is done within the nodes. Hidden from the public view, not available to folks outside the approved nodes, that does occur. So there's a very small amount of mining that still occurs for consistency with the code. So, well, theoretically, you could get rid of that mining in a completely pure proof of stake implementation. But we didn't deem that as necessary, and we didn't want to violate or have to change that much of the Bitcoin code base and then open that up to the different risk profile.
So how do the validators and the miners get rewarded in the system, and how is that split up amongst the miners and the validators within the consensus model?
Yeah, so again, almost all, you should think it's de minimis in terms of mining. So it's really about the validators, and the validators are a staking model, just as you would see in any basic staking model. And so the network fee is divided across the staked amounts that are there. Now, the difference for us, I guess, over some mechanisms is when you look at our network fee, and it's typically 10 cents up to $1, but sort of in that range of the fee. But we take 80% of that fee and reinvest it into the trust of the currency. So instead of it having to go out either to a staker or the node operator, that 80% is actually put back into the network to ensure that the currency continues to increase in value over time. Then the remaining 20% is divided in a normal mechanism of staking.
Are there any other top chains that have a model like this where they take the vast majority of the network fees?
I'm not familiar with any. Certainly, none of the top chains that I know. You never know. There's obviously so many innovators around the world, but I think we're the first to do that. I think we're the first to start with an asset base and have an asset base that's going to automatically grow over time. And if you think about that, it's a complete network effect. So the more that the currency is held and used, the faster the value grows. And so if you think about the great network effects of a Facebook over time or others, where the more people on the network, the more valuable it became. The same thing here. The more users on the network, the more valuable the network becomes automatically. You don't have to do anything and use it or exchange it. So we think we're the first model to have that to where you're actually rewarded as a holder for actually using the currency in a transaction. So we think that's very, very innovative and almost guarantees that over time that the currency will inflate quite a bit as long as we have adoption.
So as a validator, why would I choose to validate this network as opposed to one where I could be making, the full portion of the fees? That's completely up to you, obviously. But in this network, again, if you're holding the coin, everyone using the network is inflating the value of the coin. So you think about it beyond just your short-term value. You're looking at, by joining this network, getting the power of the entire network inflating the value of your coin. So it really is a very, very powerful coin to hold the more users there are. And so you just get a little bit extra juice, I call it, by putting up as a validator. It's a little bit extra, but just holding that coin, whether you put up as a validator or not, is going to self-inflate on its own just by network usage. So we think it's going to be a very interesting coin to hold. Because that is an asset-backed model, that is, there's an existing trust, that trust is added to, that provides a floor on the currency versus essentially almost every other currency out there outside of a stable coin tied to a single point. Almost every other coin where the currency security has no backstop to it. And this is very important for our corporate partners that wanted to adopt it, is they have to know there's a value greater than zero for the goods and services they sell. Now, it may not be 100% of the value because we allow the currency to float, and speculation could drive it far above the asset value in the short term. But there always is a backstop, and that backstop is growing over time. So again, I think it's a very important difference if you're a holder of this coin to why you want to hold it over long term versus other potential currencies you might hold or use.
So one thing I saw that you guys are trying to disrupt a whole bunch of different sectors, i.e. media, gaming, telecommunications, cloud computing. And I thought that was pretty cool because no other Bitcoin, specialized Bitcoin project with that code base really can do something like that. How do you guys plan on disrupting these different sectors and trying to make it like your one-stop shop for anything you need to do on the blockchain?
Yeah, so for our partners, by adopting the interchange currency, so this is beyond the currency itself, but it goes to the plug-in model. We will start with a number of currencies, but over time, we intend to accept a very large number of quote unquote coins or tokens, and immediately interchange those for our partners. And so we basically buffet them from that. But most importantly, we now them to go from a models that have traditionally required you to have a very country-centric model or distribution model where you have to go through layers and layers of distribution to get your product to market. Take a media or TV show. You have to make it a certain studio and get a distribution studio and buy rights in different countries to go directly to the consumer all over the world and have them be able to purchase and view that with a single digital currency that works for them. And we basically hidden all the complexity of fiat to crypto, crypto to crypto for them, or any other interchange. So this is really appealing to folks that want to go ahead and very rapidly try to reach their content to a broad global audience. And that's really what sort of drove the initial use case of the project is media owners, content owners that wanted to go to direct distribution, but wanted to be able to basically touch the world very, very quickly and form that relationship. And we think we solved that at a very low cost, right? You want to sell a $3 product or a $5 product, you can't have a $6 network fee or $4 gas fee. It doesn't make any sense. You have to have a very low fee. Also, you want something in return. So you can always make up your own coin, but there's nothing behind your coin. And so you put it out there and then it goes to zero. So many of those coins, tens of thousands, 10,000 plus coins are probably zero now, right out there. And you don't want a coin that doesn't have any real value over time because you're selling real goods and services for it. So we try to solve both of those problems for the content owners or the game owners that want to go ahead and push those digital assets out there. Additionally, obviously Latinum is a very important project of ours, but I did want to mention very briefly, if we have another company with my SPAC, Roman DBR, we acquired in combination with BlackRock, the $10 trillion asset manager. That's a company called CompoSecure. And if any of you make or have metal credit cards in your wallet, you use one of their products, American Express, JP Morgan Chase, Crypto.com, Gemini, all use the products today. We added a cold storage wallet to that, and we added 3-factor authentication. So now you can actually go ahead and put your crypto essentially on your credit card. And with that, tie into your biometric and your PIN and tie that together. So now you think about that authentication level, that password level, plus a currency being brought to gaming platforms, media platforms. Now you understand we have a very, very comprehensive solution for them to go ahead and both know who the users are and also to be ahead and then transact with those users, either in a traditional mechanism or in a new age mechanism of digital currency, which we think is going to be the future because the fee structures of all these other networks are very, very high.
Yeah.
What do you think about blockchain interoperability and projects like Cosmos and Polkadot? Is Bitcoin Latinum going to be interoperable, or will it be a single chain that exists on its own ecosystem?
Well, we are a single chain, but when you put a meta layer over it, you can always make chains interoperable, right? So I think that's something anyone can do, is to try to basically make it easier for an end user to move between chain and chain or put transactions. But each of those chains does operate independently, even in the cases you talk about. So will middle layers exist? Yeah, I think they will exist. I think they're important. Blockchain is far beyond currency, right? Blockchain is about a very large number of use cases. I mean, we're involved in quite a few at Monsoon Blockchain Corporation, quite a few projects globally that use the blockchain outside of this currency use case. And that is very, very important in those use cases to have multi-chain. I'll give one of the high level where there's 6 different chains used for a drone tracking system. Okay. Those 6 chains have to talk to each other. Those 6 chains have to exchange data and ultimately given back to a set of records for the users. So I do think projects that look at blockchain as a distributed database are incredibly important. But I think the currencies always have to exist on their own, right? So the currencies can't have a dependency. So whether it be blockchain itself or Latinum or an Ethereum chain, it has to have its ability to stand alone. And so it always operate independently, in my view, to be a true currency.
That makes sense. So I was going to ask about who you think your biggest competitors are. And of course there's Bitcoin, but it seems like you're tackling something completely different. So in my opinion, your biggest competitors would be maybe layer 2s on Ethereum or a proof of stake blockchain like Solana. who do you guys see as your biggest competitors? Because you're almost in this niche area where, like you said, you have your own blockchain that's its own chain because it's supposed to be a currency, but at the same time, you want it to be able to be interoperable and have essentially a platform on top of it.
Yeah, I think where competition is the other ways under which you could pay for, I'll call it low dollar value transactions, $7,000 transactions, right? If you're going to go ahead and buy a house for $300,000, you can just pay for it BTC. The lower fees don't make a difference. You pay for it Latinum, but it doesn't make a difference, right? So you have to get down to the use case where you have $700 transactions, and really the competitors there is the alternative transaction mechanisms. So if you're a vendor, you have the vendor fees, you have non-card present transaction fees. You might be paying 10%. The user paying 3.9% for their credit cards or 21% interest. So really, we're being an alternative to those other networks that today I think are very inefficient and very expensive for that supplier and for the consumer as well. And that's really where we see competition. So to the extent these other chains move into that particular space, they become competition. To the extent they don't move into the space, they don't become competition. I think that there's always an off-chain solution, but the problem with off-chain solution, you're no longer a blockchain. You no longer have the transparency of that. You no longer have the security of it. So the minute you move that, you're just a database, and then you're competing with databases that can do 100 million plus transactions a second. So it's a different area, and I think that for people that actually want the record, the blockchain record, the transparency of the record, the security of the record, then you're back to chain-to-chain comparisons. And in chain-to-chain comparisons, I think we're pioneering an area, but there are certainly 50 other attempts at it. But I will, Solana's did very well after it got listed on Coinbase, so I think Solana's a great project. I think it'll continue to do well. I don't think we directly compete with Solana. I think we're in a different use case. But that being said, I think chains like that are interesting. They don't have asset backing. They don't have self-inflation of the currency. They still rely only on speculation. They still are not just a foundation or foundation of the company together, which creates, I think, issues for folks on what is it you're buying or buying into and who's successful. So we try to be a pure currency. Latinum is only a currency. The only way to appreciate Latinum is to hold the currency. There is no underlying corporate structure, equity ownership that can actually make any money off it. So it's purely a currency. And we thought in doing that, we do separate ourselves from many of these projects that try to be two things at once and basically double dip. So for us, we're a pure currency. The foundation exists only to perpetuate the currency, and the value that comes to the foundation is reflected in the trust that underlies the currency. So for those reasons, we do think we have what I'll say is an innovative solution, and we think will be adopted widely for folks that want to do these kinds of transactions we talked about, and for holders that want to actually have an appreciating asset, an appreciating currency.
So has your mainnet launched, and is there any way that people could invest in the token?
So the mainnet doesn't launch until the date of the exchange listing. Of course, we've forked it many times, but the official launch, as we set the official exchange date, which is coming up very soon, then you're able to you'll know the exact block will fork off the Bitcoin at that point. Then the mainnet will become live, just like any other Bitcoin fork. There have been pre-sales. The last one did just end. There will be one more pre-sale at the $20 fork price just before the launch to allow some holders to sort of guarantee sort of their IPO price. So that's going to be available. If you're interested, I would go to the bitcoinlatinum.com site, sign up, create your account, and then the news will flow to you automatically, either by text or by email, whichever your preference is, of the next pre-sale and of course of the launch date of when the currency is live. And then, like all currencies, you can buy it on the exchange, or you can buy it via the partners that integrated into their websites or into their retail operations.
All right, Doctor. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. We look forward to talking to you in the future. Hope you have a good one.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we have -3 minutes to give away $600 worth of Dojapalooza VIP tickets.
Rohan says we have extra time.
Okay, we can go slow, guys. We're back to the chill podcasting. No big deal. We're just about to give away two. Let's do the quick math here. 1 out of 250. We're giving away like half of a percent of the entire rare Dojapalooza NFT supply right now. There's only 500 of these NFTs. You know how many CryptoPunks there are? Pop quiz, guys.
10,000.
How many CryptoPunks? 10,000. You know how many Bitcoin there are?
4?
21 million. There will
Boom.
be eventually,
Look at
but
that.
not even until 2,140. So we're going to be waiting a while for 21 million Bitcoin. You know how many Rare Dojapalooza NFTs there are?
4, 5.
500. Very rare, guys.
That's more
And we're
rare than
giving away
Bitcoin,
2.
bro.
It's much more rare than Bitcoin. There's a lot more people that will have more than one Bitcoin than there will be with these NFTs. So remember that before you list it for sale. Okay, guys, you might want to hold on to it. The suspense is killing me. Let me share my screen. Let's figure out who's winning these 2 VIP tickets to Dojapalooza on October 9th.
$600 value right here.
Okay, can you see my screen?
No.
I can't, but now
Okay.
we can.
What
Money
we're going to
Mitch
do
wants one.
here, we're going to
Money
generate
Better
3
drop a like
times,
then,
guys.
Money Mitch.
We're going to press
Many
generate 3
questions
times to make
follow.
it super random. I don't always trust these number generators. A lot of times they're rigged, so we're going to do it 3 times and then we'll pick from there.
Google's been watching us.
Okay, 1,
61.
2,
13.
3.
49.
49. Let's see who it is. Okay, I don't have Twitter pulled up anymore, but we'll get there.
Boom. So, Brian, you want to explain what true randomness is while we're doing this?
What true randomness, like the programmatically, how true randomness works?
You just click
yeah.
random 3 times and that's true random.
That's it. It was easier than I thought it was going to be. Very long, complicated 3 clicks.
Okay,
Yeah.
49 people in. I'm going to start counting.
True randomness is actually like ridiculously expensive, and all those like random number generators that you use are not actually random.
It's a very, it can be longer than the 265 SHA hash. I mean, it's a whole lot.
Yeah. A topic for another day, though.
Yeah. It is important though. What, Cosmos, I think, or no, Chainlink. Chainlink has a true random number generator on their site, and it's free to use.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Here we go.
I wonder how that works.
We have a winner.
This guy.
Adamola Wealth. Hopefully I pronounced that right. You're following me. You entered the giveaway. You won this fair and square. I even pressed the random number generator 3 times. So send us a DM. We're going to get you set up with 2 VIP tickets to Dojapalooza. You are not going to want to miss it. $600 value, like we said, and you'll be getting 2 of those rare Dojapalooza NFTs with your tickets.
That's awesome.
Probably
so we'll reach out to
used
all the winners
Chainlink for this to keep in the crypto, but Ryan took charge and he did great.
Thanks,
Thank you, Brian. Yeah,
All
I
right,
love
so we're
giving
gonna
back
reach
to the
out
fans.
To all the winners on Twitter.
And my
Make sure
Glue
that they
Factory
can go.
shirt.
Otherwise, we'll give some more away. But yeah, so we still have a bunch more to give away, right?
Yeah, I think we have.
We have some more general admission, and we have the ability to give away 1 more set of 2 VIP tickets. We'll see how we go about
All right.
that.
If
But
we can get
stay
50
tuned.
likes in the next couple seconds, then we'll give 1 away to a viewer right now.
General admission, though. We're not made of money.
No admission.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I can't see. I don't have the YouTube page up. How many likes do we have, guys? What are we at right now?
I don't have the YouTube page pulled up either.
Man, I don't know.
I'm working
We don't
on it.
care
That's
about likes. We
Benzinga.
care about the content for y'all. That's what we care
Exactly.
about. As long
Likes
as
are
you have a
just
good
the-
time.
Side bonus. All right, let's see. We have 42 likes. Looks like no one's getting a ticket today.
We should give some away in the Telegram, guys. Join up in the Telegram.
Yeah, great idea.
We should give away a ticket or 2 in there. There's not very many people. We haven't been too active, but we're going to be growing the Telegram. Give you guys some insider trading information into the insights of on-chain analytics. There's going to be some Glassnode coming up, so stay tuned for that. But join the Telegram. We'll get you set up. Hopefully you can win a Dojapalooza ticket, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, join the Telegram. You will. Someone will get a ticket. There's not a lot of people in there right now.
There's like
will get a
25 people, guys. That's a 4% chance.
That's a better chance than following us on Twitter, but you should still follow us on Twitter.
If you follow me on Twitter and send me a DM, that's really nice. I might be able to get you a ticket, but probably not.
It's worth a shot though.
It is worth a shot.
It's not going to hurt.
100%.
It's not going to hurt your chances.
Hey, producer Rohan, if you hear this, how much more time do we have? What show is on next?
3:30.
Do a little bit of NFT. Oh, it's not till 3:30, huh? So maybe we should do a little bit of NFT shopping, huh?
All right,
I'll
be right back.
Kier wants to know about them
NFT Mooner bust, special Mooner bust on NFTs. That'd be cool. Does anyone have any NFT projects that they want us to check out on OpenSea?
Drop some stuff in the chat. I'm gonna pull up the one that I've been looking at lately, the Rogue Society of Bots. I mean, we showed this on stream months ago, maybe 2 months ago. Their website is really dope, and they just released these like last week. So let's filter by buy now. And so we could see the floor price is 0.1, still relatively cheap.
Hey, and iPad Pro is 0.25 ETH, so be careful how you use the word cheap here.
And iPad Pro is 0.25 ETH. Okay, never mind.
Seems cheap, really, right?
They aren't really that cheap. Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about NFTs right now. I feel like we could see a sustained bear market, especially if crypto keeps ripping or if it starts ripping again. But one thing I want to show y'all is this hat, the fire hat. It's my favorite one. Please don't steal it.
Probably look it up.
Fire hat.
You got it
right here. So it's got like the fire coming out, the smoke. I just think this is dope. But they cost as much as an iPad Pro, so I guess they're not that cheap. I'd rather have an iPad Pro at this point. I'm gonna try to scoop some of these up in the bear market though, because they are sick. I do like them a lot. But let's see. We got
World of Woman.
Asking for the World of Women.
Do you guys know about this project? I've seen it on Twitter. I know that it's a female artist who's created this. It seems pretty cool. There aren't very many profile picture NFT projects of women, so that's really cool to see this diversity come into the space. I'm all for it. It looks pretty cool, but I haven't been following it. Do you guys know anything about this project?
Brian, we can't hear you. Hello? Brian.
Yeah, I was on there.
Okay, there we go.
Logan Paul's all about it, and so is Gary.
It's actually got a pretty good items to owners ratio. Floor price is pretty freaking high. But they are cool. I do like the art.
Didn't Logan Paul, somebody gave one of these to like Reese Witherspoon, I think,
Logan
right?
gave one to Reese Witherspoon when she picked up her ETH at the top last week.
She's trying,
man.
At least she's trying.
Yeah, good point.
It's better than not owning ETH.
Yeah, and it's not like it matters to her.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing about? Are we just looking at them?
Oh, special NFT Mooner bust. We have to give these Mooner busts. I'm gonna give this one
a moon.
I'll give this one a moon. I like this project. It's different. It's not a copy of any other project out there. And I like it. And it has some celebrity backing. Now Logan Paul's in on it. Reese Witherspoon's now in on it. I'm sure there's a few other celebrities I'm not aware of. Gary V, there you go.
Here's an idea.
Steph Curry's gotten into crypto too, like how Powell says.
Okay, so here is Steph Curry's crypto wallet. Let's go see all of his NFTs.
Look at those dope guys. He's
got some corrupted cool cats. He's got some bad copy mutant apes. Now, mind you, most of these were sent to him. I bet that we know for a fact that he purchased this Bored Ape Yacht Club. Oh man. He's got a penguin now.
He's got Hundos, Adam Hundreds or Adam Bomb Squad.
He does have a bomb squad. These guys are sick. We'll look at them next. But he does have a penguin. He does have a mutant. He does have.
He has some blue.
Some blue. Let's see. He's got a
blue. He's got a blue.
SV blue.
Blue. It's like loot. Ooh,
only punks.
Demonetized.
Gonna get demonetized. These are cool though. Okay, let's check out the Atom Bomb Squad. First, let's get a Mooner bust on Steph Curry.
Moon, always.
I'll say Moon for what he's bought. Everything else is just a bust, really. Yeah, looking for some attention, sending stuff to his wallet. That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you guys can feel free to send some stuff to my wallet too.
Yeah, I
Come on.
don't mind at all.
It's really easy. It's ryanm.eth. Just send it right
Yeah.
there, and you don't
It's
even have to type in a long string of letters and numbers now.
Mine's brianmoore.eth. Baby.
Yeah, so these are cool. They're made by this Adam guy who made the hundreds at streetwear brand. There's 25K of them, which is a lot, and there's also, it's like you can't really tell the properties. They're like all unique. So if you want to try to figure out which ones are actually rare, you got to scroll through all 25,000 of them. So good luck, I guess. This is cool though.
They're fun though. I mean, they're pretty cool, and their community is really big. I like them.
Yeah, FaZe Banks is in on these.
I think they were on the roadmap or the other NFT crypto show on Benzinga. I think.
Go check out FaZe Banks portfolio these days.
He's got the thing that Ryan had that Ryan sold really early. In the banner. His banner at the very top.
Oh yeah,
he's
got one of those Damien Hirst. That's sweet. These vampires here, I've heard about those. Somebody sent them the other day in a work Slack chat. Or no, it was Wolverine Blockchain, Logan. These were the vampires. This is our boy Heyman. He sent these in Wolverine Blockchain's chat, said they were going to be big. It was made by the art of the artist behind Bored Ape Yacht Club, from what I've heard. And they're going to implement some NFT gaming with them. So I guess that's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of the art personally, but it seems like they have a cool team behind them. So it could do well.
Did you guys see what happened with the sevens drop yesterday?
Nope.
Basically failed. No one was able to mint. And then one person minted like 998 of them by exploiting some bug. They dropped.
He's got a
very quickly after release. He's got Oni Force.
Oni. I was gonna say on one.
Yeah, it looks like that. I think it's Oni Force.
And then those I've seen those koalas, the koala agency. I've seen those.
Did you guys see how you can actually put NFTs as your ENS profile picture?
Yeah,
and it'll verify
it? Can you do it yet? Is that live?
They're working on it. I saw something about it today. I'm not sure if it's live just yet, but it's going to be live very soon if it's not already live.
This one
we have to check that out though.
Secret Society whales. The whales.
So many NFTs, bro. Let's look at all these punks. Holy shit. Oh my god.
He has a few punks there.
He got them at a great price too. Good for Ricky, man. He's got a Meebit. Let's fucking go.
Secret Society of Whales is pretty interesting. I was in a Twitter space the other day with Young Investor, and he bought some of these Secret Society of Whales. And it's pretty cool. He actually ended up, they're not too expensive, but he was able to sell his for $70,000 because they do giveaways and they do it in a very interesting way. So everybody who owns a Secret Society of Whales is entered into the giveaway. So you have a 1 out of 10,000 chance of actually winning the giveaway. In this case, it was for a rare Bored Ape worth about $200,000. But the way they did it is they chose 5 lucky winners from the 10,000 owner, not the 10,000 owners, I guess it's the 3,600 owners of the 10,000 NFTs. And then from there, they had another lotto giveaway with those 5. So what Young Investor did is he had one of the 5 that had the potential to win the Bored Ape worth $200,000. And somebody actually ended up buying that Secret Society of Whales NFT from him for $70,000. Now, it wasn't worth anywhere close to $70,000. When I was in the space with him last week, he said it was worth maybe $500. But somebody was willing to pay that because they had a 20% chance at getting this rare Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT worth over $200,000. So that's really cool to see. And then that gets some big sales for this NFT project. So I think it's actually a really smart way of doing it too. But I haven't seen anyone else do that. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I wish I could sell mine for 70 grand. Anybody, any takers, I will right now. I'll pay gas. I'll pay the gas fee.
How gracious.
And nice drips. I've gotten into those guys. Those guys are pretty cool. They're very, very cheap right now. They're like 0.01 to below 0.01. And they are really neat. Their artwork's really cool. I'll try to pull some up too. I have a whale, a nice drip, and a glue factory horse.
Ooh. Speaking of glue factory horses, I think that this project is actually going to be so huge. Like,
I do
when
too.
when the show comes out, there's a lot riding on that show, right? So if the show is really good, then these things are just going to, take off. If the show is bad, then that's the risk you're taking, right? But since the show's not out, there's still some speculation room. The floor price is super low. It's a quarter of an iPad Pro.
Is that our measurement?
Yep.
Yeah. Logan was saying something looked cheap, and I had to mention to him iPad Pro is worth like 0.25 ETH. So be careful what's cheap, what's not cheap out here.
That's
ETH
true.
is deceiving. Gone are the days of a $100 Ethereum.
It was kind of easy to move 1 ETH over and then spin 0.5, 0.7, whatever over, and then you realize how much in USD that is. And you're like, oh man, I can't tell my wife about this. I can't tell anybody about how much money. But it was only 1 ETH. No big deal. It was 1 ETH.
Just an ETH.
Just an ETH. Just a
It's
little
not
ether.
like it's gonna be worth 10K in a matter of months.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine. It's fine. Not like you had 20 Bitcoin back in 2012, and you
Hey, they were well spent. They were well spent.
Were they?
I don't know.
It's up to you to decide, Brian.
Library books.
Yeah. Right?
Sure.
Okay. I gotta get going here. I gotta get back to work. Do you guys want to keep going for the next 10 minutes?
I gotta get it out.
Or should we call it here?
I think Luke's gonna be giving us a call any minute saying get back to work.
Yes, I think so too. So we should get back to work. But anyways, thank you so much for flying with us today on the Moon or Bust rocket ship. This is Logan, Ryan, and Brian. We will see you guys on Friday. Until then, have a good one. Keep it real. Stay safe.